Hello, hello, hello. Now, you may be wondering, why am I looking at a half-naked orc female on a video about level 110 Twink for speed builds? Well, clickbait for once, but on a more serious note, I'm going to now show you the contrast between using the current set I've built for myself and the contrast between how quick it is compared to the base movement speed. So, this is how fast I'm walking right now. I mean, it's tolerable, but nowhere near efficient, in my opinion at least. Now, if I continue running while equipping this set, which I've named as Swift, you will see quite a difference. I'm rather quick, and I will further display the pure awesomeness of this build. I currently have 175 movement speed. Now, through this ring here I'm having, and some legendaries, I will now charge this one, and just see how much this my movement speed here skyrockets. 260% movement speed in burst, last 10 seconds. Adding some enrage for that, for almost 300% movement speed. Shut up, Eleven. Just watching out to not get dazed here, and then of course we have Heroic Leap. 246, mostly 245% movement speed reliably every 30 seconds as well. It's pretty good. This build here is awesome for two reasons. Gold making through farming professions and like resource gathering in all content, and transmog running. Now, one of the main appeals of this build here is that, well, for one, at least in my opinion, you may be able to achieve great things with, say, demon hunters to the DPS spec because of their mastery trait, but I believe that was heavily nerfed. Why I prefer warriors is a few reasons. For one, the legendaries I can use, which greatly increases the viability of this whole movement speed twinking build. But also that, well, plated gear looks awesome, and the warrior has the most weapons it can unlock while transmog farming, right? Now, let me just walk through how to get this thing going. And it will be really just a rant-like video, so please bear with me. Now, why pick a warrior? Well, it's rather simple, really. It's great for the mobility through abilities such as Heroic Leap. Also with PvP traits, you can get it to be twice if you do it in the open world. Great for farming. As said, the legendaries are fucking outstanding. Excuse my profanity. While doing all content, you have Whirlwind, which you can just spam over and over again and just kill everything in sight. Very nice. You have great self-healing through Bloodthirst, and other traits like Enraged Regeneration if you're fighting bosses on higher difficulties. Like there's some Legion stuff I even can complete in raids on my own here. It's a very viable and survivable build, which deals a lot of damage. Well, you have plate armor, so you can handle more, and, well, I've already said a bunch of things. So, let's go into the requirements to getting this. The first things you want to do is, of course, get to level 110 and lock your character at, as said, level 110. What you want to do after that is getting 2,000 Awakening Essences. Now, this will probably take 3 or 4, maybe 5 days of farming every single world quests, which has these, which drops these kind of things, preferably with more war mode on, just for the increased rewards. Then you need to upgrade your class order hall so that you can equip 2 legendary slots. After that, you will need to get, the first one I suggest getting is Septhu's Secret, because it flat out gives you 10% increased movement speed. You can socket a gem into it, to which I suggest getting the Straddling Sage Agate, I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but Agate, for an additional 5% increased movement speed. This does stack with your other movement speed buffs. Then enchant it with 13 plus haste, or just any haste you can afford. The second legendary you want to get is Agrimat's Stride, which will increase your movement speed by 75% of your highest secondary stat. This is where you want to stack up haste, and a lot of haste. The reason why I'm not stacking crit or anything of the sort is because this has a nice synergy with Enrage. Enrage, when you activate it, for 5 seconds, your haste will be increased by 25% and movement speed by 10. That means... sorry, I'm having a slight cold there, but that means that through your haste, you will get approximately 18 or 20% extra movement speed while that is in effect, in addition to the 10%. This is very nice. Further on, you want to get some Azerite pieces. The current ones I have all have increased movement speed. I will go into a bit more details about this, but just anyone which has the inner trait of plus movement speed will get you at the base level plus 9 extra movement speed. But with some extra work, you can get these I have at item level 300 instead of 285, which is plus 4 instead of 3, so for a total of 12 extra movement speed instead of 9 here. Sorry about that, looking at notes. But with this base minimal effort done, you already have a build which should grant you a base movement speed of about 155 to 160 movement speed. And you can call it a quit and just be happy with that alone. But of course, we can go even further into this. So, if you want to do some extra work to obtain these specific Azerite traits, Azerite pieces here, Azerite item pieces I've gotten here. One of these I've actually gotten from the Scroll Quest, which you, at this point, still can obtain. It was removed for level 110 characters, but if you get someone else that has the quest and share it with you, you can still get it. And you will get an awesome helm, which will be item level 300, so you can skip out on the helmet in all this if you want to. But without further ado, basically to obtain these pieces you will need to level through every single major questing storyline in BFA and do the first portion of the war campaign, which you can do at level 110. The other ones will be locked out, of course. And if you're on the Alliance, you will want to do Tirisgade, or however you pronounce it, and Stormsong first. Like these two zones will drop 4 Azerite pieces. Now the first 4 ones will always be item level 280, then upgraded to 285 at first. But when you and the 3 last ones you can get will always be item level 300. Well, 295 to 300 after you get enough Azerite power. And then, as I said, the Alliance. The second you want to do the third one, well, the third last one you want to do is Drustvar, where you want to pick for the first half of the story chain. There, you want to pick Waycrest Militia Helmet. Then on the second half, you want to pick Waycrest Militia Breastplate. Now watch out. The first quest also drops the Waycrest Militia Breastplate, but only the second one you can obtain to the... you can effectively get the same named item twice, but only the second time in the quest chain it is granted, like at the very last end. You will get a breastplate which actually has the speed stat on it. The first one won't have it, so make sure you get the helmet first, then the breastplate, then through the war campaign pick shoulder pads, which is named 7th Legionnaires Pauldrons. Now for the Horde, you will need to take quest through Nasmir first, then Vol'dun. It doesn't matter in all this the 2 first questing zones you do, but then it is very crucial because you cannot undo this if you do like mess this up. But then for the 3 last Azerite pieces you want to get, you first quest through Soldazar, the first half, which grants you the Vastari helmet, which you should pick, and then during the second half pick the Vastari breastplate. And last you want to do the war campaign to once again get the shoulder pads. Adding further to this, as already stated with Agrimar's Stride, stack up as much haste as humanly possible. Early on, speed will outweigh the benefit that haste gets, but the speed stat has diminishing returns the more speed you get. So if you have a lot of speed stat but not a lot of haste, you will start to benefit more from prioritizing getting speed. Getting haste instead of speed. Just keep that in mind. Some further things you can do, of course, is to just grind the living hell out of your Azurite armor here, well, necklace I mean, which you can see I've done it, level 63, I'm still going, which is these days pretty easy, because even at level 63 it's only 1000 Azurite power for each level, like even now. So I've gotten back into grinding, and then so something else I want to do then is the highest item level pieces you can get comes from Antaurus, the Burning Throne. These pieces, say this piece here, mythic level, it has haste on it, very good. And then I have this other mythic Warforged piece, which this is like almost the dream. It could have been Titanforged, which would have been even better, but not only does it have haste, it has speed, and since it's a ring, I could even enchant it for even more speed. If I had gotten a socket in addition to this, also in addition to like a Titanforge, that would have just been the best item you could have gotten for this slot, just in general. So what you want to be fishing for, if you want to really grind for it, is Titanforged gear with speed stat, haste, and sockets. Each socket will grant you to the quick lightspan gem plus 11 haste. Though make sure that the first item, which like socketed item you get outside of Seppu's secret, which you will have equipped, this gem here, Straddling Sage Agate. You want to equip Straddling Viridium, simply because combining these two gems is plus 8 movement speed alone, which is very good. And then, I mean, it doesn't add too much haste and the like, but hey, what is that sound? Oh, right, I'm just being a dumbass. But, yeah, just stack as much haste as you can, as possibly. This isn't a very professional video. Now, just as a disclosure for all this... oh, yeah, one last thing, actually, before I stop the video here. Just in the raids... I don't quite remember the name for it, but Legion, Antaurus the Burning Throne, Mythic, Argus the Unmaker. If you really want to go hard, try to get Amanthul's Vision. It's a 3rd legendary with an incredibly high item level for your level, which not only grants you haste, 71 extra haste, but it also has the chance of granting you 109 extra speed, which is really goddamn good. So if it is overall possible for you to get this item, if you're really lucky, I am going to be incredibly envious because I've tried to get this, but I haven't been able to this far, but just from a little bit workaround extra, really fast. So just for a little moment here now, just enjoy the sight for a bit. And of course this is a very durable build too. I'm not going to kill him entirely, but just so you get the idea. And I can just outrun him, like it's no big deal. Apologies. Also, yeah, of course, talents. Make sure wall breaking can be good if you're going against... Actually, no, the movement speed doesn't stack with the other haste things there, so just ignore that. Get fresh meat for the increased chance on bloodthirst use to get more movement speed. Double time for more frequent charges, which will not only help you... Charge will not only help you close the distance, but it counts as a stun, which helps trigger Seppu's secret, which can be triggered every 30 seconds. Of course, banning strides. Heroic Leap is reduced from 45 seconds to 30 seconds. And it lasts for 3 seconds, so hey, movement speed. Now, I will suggest actually getting Meat Cleaver here, because it's pretty decent, because it grants you the chance of proccing Enrage, which will be, as I said, more movement speed. But I just prefer Dragon Roar, just for the burst of it while I'm doing current content like Island Expeditions. Though Bladestorm is also very good for this, because while haste shortens the cooldown, like the duration of it, it will make you invulnerable to stuns, slowing effects and the like, which can get you out of a pinch. Outside of this, though, there isn't too much more for this. Now, I am slightly concerned that all of this may be nerfed, like legendaries may not work in Shadowlands. I haven't heard anything about that, but at least for the foreseeable future, this kind of build will be very much profitable. I actually managed to get the Tusks of Manoroth from spam farming Siege of Orgrimmar. Most people will use approximately, well, almost an hour really, running Siege of Orgrimmar at mythic level, even while at max level, well, probably 45 minutes, yeah, not an hour. But with this current build I'm having right now, it deals a lot of damage to the bosses even on mythic, so you can solo it very easily. And in addition to that, you're running so fast that I think my record is like clearing it at 28 or 30 minutes, so it's a lot faster. So it's good for getting reagents, as I said, transmogs, and just gold farming in general. So with this, I will bid you farewell after a probably horribly long video. Thank you for sticking around.